think we're about ready to go up in this bitch. I'm gonna grab myself a fresh cup of coffee and I'll be back. Alright. Camera's filming. Audio is on. The kid has got his coffee. Let's roll into it. Quick little ASMR. Alright, welcome you unusual elephants. My name is Bruce Oldham. I am going to be your host throughout these bullshit episodes. I honestly want you guys to expect unexpected. I have zero clue what's going to be thrown at you in each one of these episodes. So, with that being said, today's episode is going to be pretty fucking sick. It's because it's introduction day, and just like any shitty orientation, you're going to sit around and listen while I spew nonsense about myself for however long it takes. So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get to it. So first things first, this podcast, if you guys can't read, it's called Abnormally Unnormal. I don't know, just deal with it. So I wanna kick this episode number 1 off with talking about me, myself, and I, mostly because I'm just the most important person in my world. But also because before I get into doing more podcasts and stuff with this channel, I want to explain what it's about. So episode number 1 is going to be explaining this podcast, who I am as a person. I asked you guys on Snapchat and Instagram and Facebook and stuff, all that nonsense, to throw some questions at the kid, so I can get that out of the way. You guys can ask questions. This podcast is going to include myself, and I'm definitely going to have guests on. I have a lot of friends who are just, you'd love to hear spew nonsense as well. We're an entertaining group. We're a very entertaining group. With that being said, I'm also going to do solo podcasts with just me, but I want those to be less story time and more me answering your guys' questions and stuff, because I don't get as much time to do that on social media, and I figured it would be sweet because I could sit here and like answer them for a while and talk about them for a while and answer everything properly. So with that being said, let's start this up. First things first, who I am. I am an ADHD-riddled 21-year-old. I'm about 5'3". I'm not the tallest tool in the shed. I got medium to average meat. You know, it's just typicalness stuff. If you guys follow me on social media, I am not your average bear. I do a lot of things. My main sport is freestyle skiing, so I do a lot of freestyle skiing. You guys will see lots of videos of that nonsense. I'm competing actually right now, which is always fun, but it's expensive. I'm also doing a lot of things like MMA fighting, pretty much everything involving sports I'm into. I'm also just spewing nonsense on social media all the time, so there's more about that. My plans for the podcast, originally me and my friend Rylan, we had a sick podcast called Degenerate Discussions. We were going to start doing stuff with that, but seeing as we don't live together in the same house anymore, kind of hard to record and stuff, so we haven't been able to start that off yet, but there are episodes coming with that, and that's going to be a fun one, so you guys should keep your eye out for that podcast, especially if you like this one, because you will like that one a lot more, because there's 2 of us. But yeah, that is taking a side note for now, so I have decided to start my own one, and I'm also going to have guests on here, as I said earlier. I want to get some interesting people on here. I kind of want to do more of an interview style, because I think it would be funny just to pick people's brains and see what's rumbling around in their cranium. But other than that, yeah, the podcast is going to be solo and interview style podcast with other people. You guys can learn some stuff. You'll probably actually lose more brain cells than you gain. The studio is gonna be changed all the time. If you guys are watching this on YouTube or on video format, because I am recording it right now so you guys can see my beautiful face, I have no fucking clue. I'm in my girlfriend's room right now, so it's gonna be filmed in like here and there. Eventually I have a spot I want to set up as a studio, but it's a little far away from where I'm living right now, so it's not working out super well. But once I get set up, and I'll film a lot of episodes there and then post them throughout the week. But yeah, anyways, I am in my girlfriend's room right now. It is a beautiful, what day is it today? It's Friday, and the kid I got up early this morning. I got up at, 6 o'clock, went for a run. Oh yeah, I want to talk about this. I don't know about you guys, but I have one crazy fucking mom. She's an amazing lady. Right now it's December. It's like December 20th. It was -20 yesterday. I was home yesterday. And she's like, Bruce, you want to go for a run with me? And like, obviously, I'm trying to get into the peak physical performance because the kid just wants to be a specimen for all you guys. And also, I got to fuck people up in fighting. So I was like, yeah, hell yeah, I'll go for a run with you. She's like, okay, I'll wake you up in the morning. Wakes me up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And we go for a 10K run in -20. Her and her 3 friends, first of all, they're all 55. They're not spring chicklets, like they're not old, but they're a little past the middle of the rope. But these girls are fucking crazy, man. Like they go 4 or 5 days of the week, so not every single day of the week, but 4 to 5 days of the week, they're out there running in the middle of winter at 5 in the morning. And I'd like to think I'm in good shape. If you've seen a picture of the kid, I'll put one up on the screen for you. I'm a nice piece of meat. Like, averagely cooked, but I had like a pretty rough time keeping up with them. So it's ridiculous, but they inspired me. So I went for a morning run this morning. I only did like 4 or 5K. I didn't do it, time it on my watch, so I didn't know exactly how far, but it was like 4 or 5K. But it was cold as fuck. It was like minus 25 this morning, and I almost lost my left testicle. Anyways, I came back to my girlfriend's room, and I was rummaging around because I don't have breakfast here, and I don't have any food here right now. I was rummaging around, and I was looking for some food. I found this big thing. Actually, if you guys are watching this, you can see it. It's a big tub right here of candies. And I was digging through it, right? And I was like, fuck, there's chocolate in here. There's everything. There's Smarties, Oreos. I was digging around. I was reaching around in the bottom of it. And I grabbed a hold of something. I was like, what the fuck is this? I thought it was going to be something tasty. I grabbed it, pulled it out, and it's a tampon, which was not what I wanted and not what I expected. But there's just a bunch of tampons hiding in her little candy basket. So being the person I am, I have decided to hide them in various places around her room. So there, when she comes back, she won't hear this in time, so she'll find out before she hears this podcast. But she's going to come back to her room, and she's going to be looking around, and there's just going to be tampons hidden everywhere. She's going to find them months later. With that being said, I don't want you guys to get on my nerves, and I don't want to get on your nerves for this podcast. So I want you guys to tell me what you guys like and what you guys don't like about the podcast and what you want to change, things like that. We're trying to be positive here. We definitely inflict a little bit of negativity here and there, but like mostly positive. We don't want to put anyone down. We want to lift everybody up, you know. Jesus is number one. So yeah, I wanted to talk about my pet peeves because some of you guys definitely do them. My biggest one by far is if you drive a car and you park over the curb, and it's not, first of all, if you have a truck, I don't care. Go for it. But if you have any kind of low riding car or like averagely riding car and you park over a curb, like your fender is over the curb. I don't care how much it's over. If it's over 2 inches, 6 inches, a millimeter. If it's over that curb, I'm just going to piss on your hood. It really bothers me. Like, you do not know if your fender is going to hit the curb. I've seen so many people that I walk past and their fender is literally like a millimeter above the curb. And I've seen so many people, I've been like, I was sitting at Tim Hortons 2 days ago, and this girl like comes up and just fender right along the curb. Like just rides right over the curb. And it just really bothers me. I just don't know why people cut it that close. Like, no. Just pull up till you're like a foot away from the curb, okay? And then stop, and then get out of the car, lock the car, go about your business, come back, and you'll find that your car has not been pissed on by me, and that your fender is still in one piece because you didn't run over the goddamn curb. Anyways, if you guys send me pictures of you parking over the curb, I will personally roast you. Other than that, I'm pretty easygoing. Just the fender over the curb thing really bothers me. Oh, so when people eat my applesauce, I do not like that either. I have applesauce here. I like my applesauce. I try to eat as much as I can, and if you guys are eating my food, my applesauce, you're going to tick me off. We've about covered most of the things I wanted to talk about today. This is not going to be a long podcast. I wanted to keep it nice and short for you guys. I know you guys are busy, and it's hard to spew nonsense to you guys all day. Eventually, we'll get better at it, and we'll have more people on here, and we'll have more stories to tell and stuff. I got lots of stories to tell, actually, but that's gonna come another day. Today's an intro day. This is an introduction to Bruce, the micro JR, the micro USB, as some would call me. But I wanted to finish off today with answering some of your guys' questions. So I have them all here. I'm going to pull them up on my computer right now. All right, first question I have is from Timothy Lee. What is the craziest thing one or your friends dared you to do? Also, when is the podcast going to be posted? It is going to be posted in about a week, but I have to set it up on Spotify and Apple Music, so then it will take another week or so to be up. So probably 2 weeks this podcast will be up. Craziest thing one or your friends dared you to do. Dared me to do. Fuck, there's so many stupid things we've done. I'll just rattle off some of them because I can't really pick between them. One of them, we threw a double mattress out of a 3-story house onto a trash can. Another time, I jumped off a roof over a fence into a neighbor's trampoline and broke the trampoline. One time, no, I didn't do this. One of my friends, they pissed in a bowl and left it in a hotel room that we were staying at, hidden for it was there for 2 weeks. I've broken lots of stop signs and other things. I don't know. There's tons. There's lots of crazy things. Most of them are not good. Most of them you should not do yourself. With that being said, we are on to the next question. Timothy Lee, you are out. Fuck off. People texting me in the middle of the podcast. It's ridiculous. All right, we are going to go on to the next question. Next question is from Brady Gooding. What are some of your biggest inspos? I'm assuming that's inspirations. You can spell the whole thing out. It takes like another second. There's 3 letters to add on to the end. Anyways, biggest inspirations. Me, personally, I really look at UFC fighters and stuff like that. Biggest inspos for sure, though, is definitely like high-level athletes and people like UFC fighters just because of how much like hard work and dedication goes into their sport. Like, to be at the top of a sport like that, like, you have to respect those people. They put in the longest hours and the hardest work, and I think it's pretty cool to be able to push yourself that far. All right, on to the next. One love, my one love. I absolutely love coffee and sex. I'm gonna make that 2 loves. Kathy asked this question: do you love yourself more than most people? The answer to that is absolutely 110% yes. Everybody else can go fuck themselves. I am a solo person. Have you been working on your flexibility lately? Patrick Lindsay. I absolutely have, Patrick. Right now, look at this. You guys can see it on the screen. I am touching my toes while sitting down. It's pretty impressive. Look at that. I actually stretch like 30, 40 minutes every night, so it's pretty impressive. I was actually fucking around the other night. I could probably lick my own feet if I wanted to, but we're going to save that for another time. Caitlin, next question. You have asked if I want a screw. No, I have lots of those in my garage at home. We will move on to the next. Another one, why don't you have a YouTube channel? I do. This will actually probably be posted on it, but it's Bruce Oldham if you guys want to check it out. I post some cringy vlogs. Yeah, enjoy yourself. It's a ride. Next one. Okay, we got some Instagram ones here. One isn't completely slaved out, just all Russian. I cannot read that, and it will not translate for me, so you guys are not going to... I'm not going to answer that one. Favorite ski brand? My favorite ski brand right now is K2. I'm sponsored by K2, and they have some sick skis. Check them out. Poachers are sick. When I first started riding them, I didn't know if I'd like them, but I actually really do like them. I'm not just saying that because I'm sponsored. I do like them. They're sick skis. I thought they were going to be stiff, but after like a couple days of like trying Tail Brothers and stuff, they started to press out, so they're actually pretty sick. Another skis I really like are Armadas. Armadas are pretty damn good. I was also on a company called Fatty Puss, or as I like to call them, Fat Pussy, for a while. They're pretty sick. They're pretty indestructible skis as well. I would recommend all 3 of those. Solomon skis I absolutely hate. They're like 2x4s, and they're the world's worst ski. Next, somebody commented potato. Yeah, that's a nice potato, buddy. Another one, keep it up. Well, I am keeping it up for at least 8 hours once I pop some Viagra. Another one, K-Fed on or lip on bind to. I am going to say, I gotta say lip on bind to, just because it's got a little more clout behind it. The K-Fed is just one of those tricks that you land it and you gotta run in immediately into the next feature. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about and you don't ski, it's a skiing trick that is frowned upon. All right, on to the next set of questions. What is up, Bruce? From Valsini Gray. I'm trying to pick the best ones here, but this one is not a good one. There's a lot of these fuck spears that are like motivational people or whatever that will go and comment. Like, if you ever post one of those chat with me things on like Instagram, which I did to like get your guys' comments, they just respond to like all of them so people can see that they're responding and they're hoping to get more followers or something. But I'm gonna answer his question because he does look ripped in his profile picture, and yeah, no, buddy's pretty jacked. Anyways, he said, what's up? I am currently sitting in my chair doing a shitty podcast, drinking shitty coffee by myself in my girlfriend's room. I hope your day's going just as good as mine is. Next one, Mason Faribi. Opinion on vegan-based athletes and meat-based ones, or just the views on the vegans. My views on vegans are, I don't give a fuck if you're vegan or not. Good for you. It doesn't seem to be like that bad of a thing. My views on vegans, you do you. The worst people are the people that try to cram it down your throat. If you're vegan, do your own thing, but just don't cram it down other people's throats. I honestly have gone vegan before for a month, and it wasn't that bad. I think as long as you supplement properly and like get all your proteins and stuff, it's not the worst thing for you. I think one of the main reasons people like that go vegan like are so like, whoa, it's amazing for your body, it's because they don't eat properly when they're not vegan. They like eat bullshit meat and bullshit food like when they're not vegan. So once they go vegan, they cut all this stuff, that like bad stuff out, and then they're like, oh my god, it's amazing. But it's mostly just because they're cutting like all the shitty food they would normally eat out. If you want to eat meat and like all that stuff, like you can eat like I would say just like a fucking wide variety of everything. But if you're gonna sit there and complain about being way healthier when you eat vegan, like maybe go back to like eating some meats and healthy meats and lean meats, and not eating McDonald's when you're on a meat-based diet. That's what I would say. I personally eat like pretty much whatever I want. I try to eat clean, but like whatever I want. What else do we got here? 4 questions. Let me see. One love. If I had one love, one possible thing to love in this world. I don't know if you guys have ever had this before, but if you have a dog and you've had that dog for a while and you spend some serious time with that dog, you're probably going to say that dog is your one love. Dogs are just fucking amazing. Cats are like 6 out of 10. Dogs are like 10 out of 10. Unless you have one of those like shitty like pugs or chihuahua type dogs, those are the worst. But I have a super cute dog. He is fucking sick. He's a Basset Hound and a Shar-Pei mix and absolutely adorable. He's kind of slow, but he's cute. Anyways, I think that about wraps up the questions. I gotta get going. I have a fight class coming up soon. Go punch some people or get punched. But I just want to end this podcast. I want to ask you guys for feedback, see what you guys think. I want to know what you liked, what you didn't like. Obviously, this is a first podcast, so it's not going to be the best. So don't take that to heart. They will get better eventually. Hopefully they'll get better. We'll see. You never know. Don't be afraid to ask me any questions. You can ask me questions in the comments. I don't know if you can comment on Spotify, but you definitely can on Apple. And it helps the podcast get up into the higher rankings. So if you want to give it a couple stars and maybe a comment if you want to ask questions. Or you can ask questions wherever the fuck else you may find me. Instagram or Facebook or Snapchat or whatever. And I want you guys to be kind to people. There's no room in this world for dickheads. With that being said, I will see you guys on the other side. Peace. Enjoy your day. Here's a little coffee ASMR for you.
This is Bruce Oldham. I'm going to be drinking coffee to wrap up this podcast. I hope you guys like ASMRs because I got one coming at you